forcing you to keep moving. Chaos is stirred into the chaos. Word. But how's the gunplay? I don't want no pea shooters, man. Buddy, these are premium grade BFGs. Auto rifles that shoot rockets, shotguns that shoot shrapnel, and hell, you can dual wield snipers. Don't ask me how, just accept it and keep going. My only Alright, dog, what you got for me today? I'm feeling a little shooty today. Guns, huh? Let me think. Oh, I got it. How about Wolfenstein The New Order? Ain't that just running around shooting Nazis? Oh, it's so much more than that. Guns, sure. Nazis, plenty. But also, it's got heart. It's got story and choices. And stick with me, I'll give you the full tour. You ever had sleep paralysis? Imagine that, except for 14 years. And instead of a sleep paralysis demon, you got a sleep paralysis angel. This is what happens to William J. Blazkowicz, a hardened war vet after storming General Death's Head's compounds in hope of turning World War II around in favor of the US Army. Unfortunately, that doesn't go according to plan, and well, BJ is stuck on the load screen for over a decade. That's fucked up, bruh. Oh, it is. But then, bang! Nazis raid the hospital, kill the doctors, the patients, everyone. BJ wakes up, grabs a knife, and suddenly he's not just alive, he's back in the game. And bro ain't even stretched his legs. And what does he find? The US Army lost World War II, and Nazis run everything. BJ escapes with Anya, the one nurse who survives, and together they hunt down what's left of the resistance. And that's your spark, from one broken soldier and one brave nurse to a full-on rebellion against the war machine. Alright, but is BJ just another grizzled tough guy? I mean, I've seen that shit too many times, and it's kind of boring. That's the hook right there. Yeah, he's a battle-hardened killer, but we get inside his head. Most of what you hear from BJ is internal monologue, the guilt, the doubt, and the whole I don't deserve happiness thing. I don't understand why people do that shit. And yet, he finds it in Anya, in the little moments. Like when he realizes he hurts Max's feelings, and he goes out of his way to find his toys for him. That's not just a Nazi slaying machine, that's a man trying to hold on to humanity. So it's more than just Gunblazer? Exactly, it's duality. Stoic soldier on the outside, bleeding heart on the inside. You know, just bird deep. Think Kratos, except without the godhood. And even the supporting characters, they hammer it home. For BJ, it's been 14 years stuck in his head. For everyone else, it's been 14 years of living in hell. That contrast makes the war sting even more. And let's not forget the enemies. In particular, General Death's Head. Look at this dude. It looks like his face is held together by staples. But this guy is fucking crazy. He makes you choose between Fergus, the grizzled war vet, or Wyatt, a rookie way in over his head. And for what reason? Really just for his amusement, to be honest with you. And no, you can't chicken out of this. Someone dies, and that choice shapes your playthrough. Different upgrades, different allies, different scars. Brutal, but it sticks with you. Alright, that actually sounds pretty heavy. And kind of brilliant, if I'm being honest. Oh my boy, we just getting started. Bro, where did you... is that a grenade? Relax. It's a prop, I think. Alright, now let's talk toys. The game is split into different levels, which you can approach in 2 different ways. Go for stealth, like Solid Snake, or as Wu-Tang says, bring the fucking ruckus. Now I say that, but to be honest, your hand is mostly forced on what to do. If they want you blasting, you blast. If they want you stealth, you sneak. On the stealth side, it's not a Ben & Jerry's variety on options of what to do, but they do give you a couple ways to approach things, which I appreciate. Levels mostly guide you one way, but how you handle them is up to you. Like in the Prison Break, neither you nor the guards have guns until you reach the cells, and then it's a complete tone shift, from stealth to full action. This happens multiple times, and sometimes the ball's in your court on what to do. Now on the flip side, this is where everything gets crazy. The gameplay loop is chaotic and fast-paced. Enemies pour in. The game encourages you to use cover. You can peek around or over it, but then they can break, forcing you to keep moving. Chaos is stirred into the chaos. Word. But how's the gunplay? I don't want no pea shooters, man. Buddy, these are premium grade BFGs. Auto rifles that shoot rockets, shotguns that shoot shrapnel, and hell, you can dual wield snipers. Don't ask me how, Just accept it and keep going. My only gripe is that almost every level makes you reacquire your tools of destruction. It hurt bad leaving the moon weapons behind, because instead of bullets, they use weak laser charges. Moon tech. Damn near brought a tear to my eye walking away. Your wielding sounds kind of messy. Messy's the point. You're not supposed to feel safe. You're supposed to feel like chaos itself. And here's the genius part. Most games slow down when you swap weapons, right? Not here. The pace never lets up. You're juggling rifles, rockets, knives, all in real time. It's frantic, it's dirty, and it matches the whole theme of BJ's combat. Relentless, desperate, and brutal. And then there's this beauty. Starts off as a simple laser cutter, cutting boxes and opening paths. But then you take a step, upgrade, until it's a full-on, self-recharging, AI-assisted death ray. I'll call her Bessie, cause you best believe boys was laying down. Maybe too versatile, sure. But when you're surrounded by Nazi super soldiers and robot dogs, trust me, you'll kiss this thing goodnight. Alright, I can see the appeal. Appeal? No. This is full-blown catharsis. Now onto the enemies. There's not a massive roster in terms of the variety. Most of the time they introduce new people like the rocket troopers or the dudes that use the shrapnel shotguns like you do. And the stealth, sometimes it's jank. Like one time, I snuck right beside a dude and then walked behind him and took him out. Also, since we're on stealth, sometimes they don't even give you a pistol to rely on, which leaves you to do it the old-fashioned way. And this is where I realized these throwing knives are stupid, because they were taking boys out left and right, and then I could reacquire them. It was a match made in heaven. Alright, you sold me on the gameplay, but you mentioned earlier about the levels. How are they handled? Because I like to be immersed in my surroundings. Each level feels self-contained while guiding you to your goal. The atmosphere sells the theme every time. A little blood here, somebody's over there. Each area feels distinct from the last. And the best way I can describe this is that throughout the game, they have you fighting in a collapsing building several times. Like at least 3 times, to be honest. And each time it looked and felt different from the last. And hell, on the moon, you actually go out onto the lunar surface. Only sound you can hear is BJ's breathing while drones are shooting at you. Beautiful touch by the sound design team. You're also probably sitting there like, how did they have a base on the moon in 1960? But remember, the Nazis advanced tech like crazy during the war. They had jets that dwarfed anything the US had. So when you see they built a base on the moon in just 14 years and made travel to and from like an evening drive to the beach, it actually makes sense. And the devs knew players were gonna ask, how did they do that? And rolled it into the story. It's like they thought ahead. Also, another favorite of mine is the submarine section. Now that I think about it, they really covered all forms of combat in this. Land, air, sea, and space. But anyway, that part gave me a real Rorschach moment, if you know what I mean. And let's not forget the music. Most of the time it's lying low or just humming until it's time to put your foot on the gas and get dirty. Like when you storm Death Head Castle. The music is loud and wanting to be heard. Like it's screaming right alongside you while you take care of business. That actually sounds pretty sick. It's sick, it's stylish, and unforgettable. That's the atmosphere you're buying. Now let's talk about the value. This game clocks in around 12 to 15 hours. Not too long, not too short. Just enough to dive in, get your feel of the Nazi smashing, and walk away satisfied. So a one and done, or what? Depends on the kind of buyer you are. First run, you'll probably just ride the wave, shoot, survive, and enjoy the chaos. But hidden in there, collectibles, codes, and secrets tucked away in the corners. In particular, there's records you can collect throughout the game. And one of these records, I shit you not, that is the fucking Beatles. I won't take no for an answer that is the Beatles. I don't think anyone was gonna argue you on that. Anyway, there's a bunch of shit you can unlock in the game. Little extras, if you're into that type of stuff. Oh, and don't forget the choice early on. Fergus or Wyatt, the Grizzle Vet, or the Ricky Kid. Whoever you save changes not just your upgrades, but parts of the Resistance story too. And that right there, that's your excuse to hit the new game once again. Well, would you replay it? Personally, one playthrough hit hard enough. I picked Fergus, this dude was funny as fuck, and every line was a gem. But if you're the kind of gamer that hates leaving paths unexplored, that second run's waiting for you. No shame in doubling down. Alright, so the replay value is pretty optional. Optional, yeah. Sometimes one unforgettable ride is worth more than 100 half-hearted ones. So 11 years in the review, you'd think that a game like this would feel crusty by now, right? I mean, yeah. That's, over a decade old. Mechanics don't really hold up like that sometimes. Not this one. It still feels like nothing else. The dual wielding is still kind of crazy, and there's really no other game that kind of handles it like that, except for Salvatore from Borderlands. That's really the only other game I can really think of that has that kind of dual wielding craziness to it. But let's be honest, if the game launched right now, it probably wouldn't sweep Game of the Year. Middle of the pack, maybe. Not bad, not forgotten. Just not top dog with how crowded the game situation is right now, especially this year.
Fair. So it aged well, but it's not timeless.
Exactly. It's like a vintage bottle of wine. Still smooth, still worth cracking open, but not the flashiest thing on the shelf anymore. But damn if it doesn't remind you why you like this shit. And let's not forget, this ain't the end. Fans have been waiting for a proper third entry, a real conclusion to the series. Yeah, Machine Games put on spin-offs, but the saga's unfinished. So when you dust off the New Order, you're not just playing a game, you're stepping back into a story that hasn't been finished yet. But that's enough of me trying to sell the game to you. Go ahead, take it, and see how you like it. And when you finish with it, come on back so you can get that rundown of Wolfenstein 2, because I know you're gonna like it. But that's all I got for you today, my boy. Go ahead and take it for a spin. And until then, I'll catch you later, my boy.